Okay, it's done. Test microphones.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
Don't know.
You ready to do some yoga?
Yeah.
Can you do the splits?
No.
I'm very into them either.
No.
It'll be right here, Lisa.
Now we're testing my limits.
Cheers,
I'm
guys.
kidding.
We're live.
Hello. Welcome to Talk It Out.
Yay!
We're not far because we don't like each other. We don't love each other anyways. Just because we're waiting for a special guest tonight. He will be joining us in 5 minutes, 2 minutes of less.
It depends on how much we talk, really.
We are
know.
women. I don't know. Well, Forza Italia. By the way.
Okay, that has to be said to all our Italian fans, non-Italian fans, and people who go for Italia,
Italia, Forza Azzurri. Beautiful match. I don't know, guys, if you had the chance to
Sorry,
watch
we're starting
it.
already.
Yeah, well, always.
Italiane qua.
It's 7, so 7:30.
Yes. Night young.
Well, so we are pretty thrilled because we have an amazing new logo. I have to
Yes.
say, and really,
I love it.
thanks so much to our fantastic Luis, who actually take care of creating and doing that. So
Yes.
thank you so much.
It's not just Louis, it's fantastic, Louis.
It's fantastic, Luis.
There you go.
Oh boy, there's another one for you.
Good.
Yeah.
There are 2 Francescas.
Yeah, we have like a feedback on our voice.
Yes.
I don't know, were we live? Yes, we're
Voice-
still.
Yeah, we're still live.
Voice wasn't there, now we're there.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so we weren't there before, and just what we were saying
We weren't,
before
yes, but okay.
is just like we are not far away. We still love each other. We're waiting for a special guest. They will be joining us in 2-3 minutes.
Yes.
And Forza Azzurri, that's what we were saying. And again, cheers to you guys. Enjoy.
Oh, we're
happy.
taking another drink? That's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
we
always
have
a
to.
good excuse to drink, so that's what we love. And again, thanks to Fantastic Louis, to our logo.
I am so
it's
excited.
fantastic. Talk it out. Welcome. It's gonna be every Wednesday a fantastic podcast with you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be us, and it's gonna be Stefano with his guest, and they were amazing too.
Yeah.
And well, how are you guys doing? Like it's kind of chill today, no?
I'm cold.
But we're taking lots of lights because we have an amazing setting today.
Well, actually, the lights are for tanning.
Oh,
Because
really?
most of us are going nowhere this year.
No, nowhere.
And
nowhere.
I need color because it's not schifetz with my face. So, you know what I did? Okay, I'm going to tell you something. This is actually pretty funny. I went to the pharmacy the other day because I'm not going on vacation. Yes,
Me
it's a sad thing.
Sad.
It's a sad day. And I ended up buying a cream, or not buying a cream, sorry, I flubbed. I looked at a cream that says it's self-tanning. Now I was scared because one of the reviews that I read, it said
Orangish?
orange. Like, I was really petrified. So I don't even know if anybody buys these self-tanning creams or how reliable they are, but I was really scared, I have to say.
Guys, this is a good point. Self-tanning or not self-tanning?
That is the question.
So let us know, and don't forget we are live, but we are very happy to take all your advices, comments, questions, and if we have time, we're gonna definitely answer to you. We're gonna say hello, and now we're gonna introduce our guest.
Yeah, but before we do that, I just want to say a big hello because I'm saying hello to people. People see Elise O'Kinner saying hello, so I'm saying hi to everyone.
Hello.
Hello. So I'm just going to name the people I see, and if you want to be named, you got to say hello.
So say hello.
It's a big stretch, people. So let's say hi to Jimmy Parasiris, Jean Orino Di Giovanni.
Ciao.
Hi, Val.
Va.
We're on this podcast now. Thanks for coming.
Yes. So follow us and try to write down your questions. If you have anything you want to know from our next guest, please don't be shy and answer all the questions you have. So I think this is the time to introduce
I think so.
our guest. I'm so thrilled and you guys gonna love him. So please welcome with us Francesco Vaccaro, which is he has a beautiful name. So please come
Very
in.
nice. Please, I'm just gonna get out of the way if I think
And
I'm
now
in
you're
your
gonna
way.
discover why we were far away, because we're gonna have this amazing guy in between us here.
Oh my. Oh my. Italy won, two beautiful women. What's happening tonight?
Yeah, what's happening tonight? Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers.
Not that I'm jealous that I want one.
Say hi to Stefano. Ciao, Stefano.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Fantastic. So see, like already the voice tone, so warm, kind of sexy here. So this amazing guy is also a fantastic yoga teacher, professional. He teaches yoga, fitness. He gives nutrition advices.
I teach Pilates.
Pilates.
I did Oriental. I teach Pilates. I did Oriental Shiatsu massage for 2 years, and I just finished my naturopath certificate at the beginning of COVID. So like around May or June of last year.
Okay.
Potatoes, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I have a question.
Sure.
Can I start, Francesca?
For
Well,
sure.
I just want to. Do you guys
It's
hear
all
me?
yours.
Do you guys hear me? Because I tend to talk low.
It's okay. You can just lean into
Yeah,
the
we
mic.
had the okay
Cool.
from the.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm the wrong person to ask the
No,
professional.
I just brought it in closer. Cool.
First question, because I'm really curious. I've never done yoga. I've done Pilates in the past, but I never did yoga. And I'm always like, I'm very interested in the flexibility and where the names came from for these positions. But what is the mindset that you have to have when you do yoga or any position for yoga?
That's nice.
Let me qualify.
Well, it's I kind of went in there because it was part of like my nature. Mm-hmm. Like I always was very philosophical, and I like to think a lot. And yoga's cool because it's a form of thinking about thinking, and that's what really one of the forms of meditation is. So it's like some people who meditate, it's like think about nothing, and maybe you get there, maybe you don't. Mm-hmm. But I think the first step to thinking about nothing is to think about thinking. So the mindset is really you start observing your breath and you start observing your thoughts.
Okay.
Most of our thoughts, like whether we like it or not, is like we have this crystallized individuality, but it's really it's just reactionary. We've spent a whole lifetime reacting to our environment. So it's like if you speak a certain language, it's because that language was inculcated for like 20, 30, 40 years. If you have certain sentiments, it's because you were raised a certain way. And there is like a baseline personality. So everybody has baseline personalities, and there's we won't get into it too long because we could actually talk about an hour just on this. It's called
It's good because the show is an hour.
No. But there's this thing called
like-
there's this thing called Hexaco that's based around 5 personality traits, and then the author of the book, I don't remember the name of the book, I think it's called the H Factor. He added a personality trait, and I don't remember them all by heart, but just to give you an idea, so like one of them is agreeability or lack of agreeability, extroversion or introversion. The H was humility or lack of humility, and so on and so forth. So you do like have a baseline personality, but then what happens is as you get indoctrinated, if you will, with certain ideas, and you go out into the world and have a certain group of friends, and your parents raise you in a certain way, this kind of creates a scenario where you're reacting to your baseline personality. So the reason I started doing yoga is because I was already into a scope of thinking about thinking. You know, like you think, and you think that that's who you are, and it just kind of runs out on a tangent. And it's really not who you are, it's just kind of the train rolling. And so like with your breathing, you can actually stop that and refrain and be like, okay, what does this thought, what purpose does it have?
Okay.
Why do I think this thought? Do I want to continue thinking in this way? And then you're probably still thinking it because it's kind of like if you have a bug in your computer, like it's there, right? But then you could observe it instead of react towards it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like everybody's had this, you know, there's like you have a crush and you keep thinking about them. It's like whatever childhood crush or that person that broke your heart, and for the first 6 months you're totally reactionary towards it. You're just like, oh, I'm sad they left and whatever. But then you think about what you're thinking, and then like you're still thinking about the person, but you're like, okay, whatever. It's like they're there, but they're not there. And this could apply if you're getting into an argument with someone, or you just finished getting into an argument with somebody. You evaluate your mindset and what's running in your head, what's playing in your head. And instead of participating, you're observing. So the mindset, like for me, it's like we do all kinds of cool stuff, and we're pretty flexible and we're pretty strong, but it's more just to observe your thinking by slowing down your breath, slowing down the rhythm of your mind, and ask yourself what purpose this thought has in your mental hard drive. So particularly when I go into a class, I want to challenge them. I want to give them a hard class because we are in a fitness-oriented environment, especially in the West. But I really want to do my best for their takeaway to be something like, okay, how can I influence my own thoughts and my own state of being instead of just walking like an automaton to life and having things happen to me and I just react.
That would be good technique for me to know.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like that's why probably yoga is that challenging, not only from, a bodily perspective, but also mindly. And that's why I had the chance, we had the chance to talk before with Frank, but also like I was saying, like for me it's really a sort of meditation, because I'm so bodily and with my mind, but also my physique concentrated on the pose, that it's a form of meditation, because it kind of, extract me from the reality I'm living there. So in a certain way, it's like a sort of meta reflection on what's happening outside of you. That's why you were saying, it's like the body takes everything and you kind of extract from yourself everything and you perceive it from your body. So it's very interesting. And I have a question for you on that.
Sure.
I know we had a chat already in another context, but it was very interesting because you said that the meaning of the term yoga, it has an expanded meaning, that it's not only referring to the specific activity.
Okay, so yoga actually means like to yoke, like a glue, or like when you kind of fry an egg and the yolk glues into the white. So it's like gluing stuff together. So you have this mind-body connection, and people have heard about like the movie The Secret, which is slightly manufactured, but there's some very cool ideas in The Secret, and everybody's had experiences where things were like very serendipitous and things happened naturally, and you thought up a thing or an object and it just kind of appeared, or a person and it just kind of appeared, or a type of person and it just kind of appeared. So the whole idea of yoga is just, it's in the West, it's approached from a very physical level. It's like, so you go into class and I've had questions like, will I have a nice butt if I practice? It's like, yeah, you will. It's like, okay, so big deal. But
so women, that's for sure. You're gonna have. If you practice, you will have.
So you don't need weights.
By default,
it's good.
By default, you will. But the thing is, it's like you wanna yoke your mind and body with your external experience. So it's like if, like in The Secret, it says we're trying to attract, and you're a magnet, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's like you're the primary magnet to anything that you want. And the clearer you are, the less fuzz there is around that magnet, and the easier it'll be for you to like kind of go after the things that you want without any form of distractions. So the yoke is you're trying to connect mind, body, and breath, and then you're trying to like create a vibration so that the things that you want come easy to you, and also that you're sincere about the things that you want, because a lot of people think they want something and it kind of like just fills up a void for just a couple of minutes and then it's over. We've all had this where we go on Amazon.ca and we make Jeff Bezos a ton of money every month, and you receive the package and you're happy for about like 5 minutes, and then it's like you have to buy something else.
Or either you have to put it together.
Or you have to put it together. So
and it's like, oh my God, I didn't purchase like the right things to do it, and you're.
I'm a glutton for Amazon.
No, but so am I.
Invest in stocks.
But so am I. But that's the thing. It's just like there's nothing wrong with acquisition or like acquiring nice things. It's just to understand that the primary driver to your happiness and to your joy is that you are the primary magnet to all the experiences that you're going through. So the more you clean up that magnet, the more you yoke or you connect your breath with your movement, with your internal environment, the more you will attract the things that are most important to you. And then also those little frivolous things, like, because I go on Amazon and I shop and I like to buy things.
That makes me feel better.
I
Because
don't feel so bad.
you're talking for such a high level of deepness, and I was like, oh my god,
I'm like a VIP client.
I feel
for Amazon.
but then you purchase on Amazon too, so this makes me
purchase on
feel bad. That definitely makes me feel better.
The thing is this, it's like we do live in a material world, and it's okay to go after things. I think what's important to factor, it's really, really important to factor it in, especially moving forward, is how much that thing that you bought actually makes you happy and satisfies you versus how much is it just a distraction. So like example, like
Okay.
my dad passed away very recently, like in September. So my mom is trying to distract herself. It's like, and so now there's all kinds of projects in the house, and I'm like, you have too many projects. And so I said, you just have to like kind of sit a little bit quiet, you know. And it's not by, although there's nothing wrong with fixing your living room and buying a new car and buying like $300 worth of things on Amazon. It's just like, you have to separate the things that you're acquiring from the distractions you're trying to acquire them to mask. So as long as you're acquiring them just for the sake of having them versus masking a problem, then it's okay. But if it's like, if there's something that you're trying to mask, it's you're always going to need something else to mask that problem. And that's the difference between acquisition to satisfy yourself and just acquisitions just for the sake of acquisition. You are the primary driver to your good experience. You don't need anything except what's in nature, like breathing deep, good food, good relationships with people. The rest is just fun stuff.
That's deep.
Yeah,
That's pretty
well, I
profound.
think we rely a
Interesting.
lot on what is outside us, and you know, like nice text messages, a new purse, or
Clothes, yeah.
clothes. So just to satisfy ourselves. So I think that what you're saying is pretty timely, also because we are trying now that, let's say, the lockdown is kind of ended, like hopefully, and it's gonna stay like that. So we're trying to reconnect, not only with the world around us, because I mean it's kind of strange, you know, to finally be free to go out there and just enjoy like 2 years ago, no?
Yeah.
But also with ourselves, because we have a sort of little bit of trauma inside us for what happened, and now we need to act like nothing happened. So that's crazy. There's sort of this kind of challenge, and I'm wondering what, like, let's say someone decided to start now yoga. So what might be the biggest challenge that they face, and what are your advices? Because you know, maybe you have an idea, as you were saying, oh, yoga, I'm gonna have a nice butt, and we're gonna put some.
I want those poses. Yeah.
And then follow us, because he's gonna show some stuff and gonna give some practical advice too. So, but from your experience, what is like the biggest challenge is, so that people that wants to do that, they know in advance and they won't be scared about, you know, starting this new path in yoga.
What are you asking me the challenges like right now, or the challenges generally?
In general, but maybe also with your experience, the one that they probably will be facing right now after the pandemic situation.
I think a lot of like one of the biggest factors that's maybe kind of has people upset right now is there's been a big lack of human connection, and this kind of works well for me because I'm a loner, but at the same time, even being a loner, like you do miss being around people.
You have a beautiful dog, so you're not really alone.
That's true.
He has an amazing, fantastic dog, and we were talking about the breed. It's a Pastore del Bernese, which in English is
Bernese Mountain Dog.
Bernese Mountain Dog.
And he's the best dog in the land.
Hey, I have boxers.
I have
This
Shih
is cool.
Tzu, so I don't know. We need to fight
I don't know if it's
after
gonna be a
about
debate
that.
now.
But whatever. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
The thing is, as like now and also as always, I try and like be friends with my students. I've had like students cry with me because of stuff they experienced. So like they talk to me. I try and give like motivational speeches like at the beginning of class, at the end of class. I think the problem is like human contact, and so getting back to work, hopefully we could provide a bit more human contact. Hopefully we could provide human contact even outside of the yoga setting, now that you can go on a terrace and have a drink or have a coffee. So that's basically it, just kind of like be a support for people in this time that they've been isolated for a year. And there's some people that wrote me, they're like, I'm going crazy, I haven't done anything in a year, I haven't exercised in a year, I've been locked up in my apartment. So just give them that sense that there's something else either than the experience that they've had for the past 14, 15 months. And then I think with that regard, if let's say COVID is officially really over, I think people will get back into the swing of socializing and just creating connections very quickly again, because they're yearning for that anyways.
I have a question. It's a burning internal question.
So be prepared.
So be prepared. Brace
I
yourself.
don't
Yeah,
know, I
you better
won't
take
do
a
it,
swig. I
but-
think we should all take a swig because this is a
Yeah.
burning question.
Okay.
Now,
We're good?
I've been told to think on
We
that
have
question.
images from the direction, so
The direction
sometimes,
is waving at
like
us. We're
signals.
just gonna
It's
wave.
like,
Bye.
go straight, and the security exit are on the side. Go straight. We are missing traveling. That's why I was
That's
doing
it.
it.
Over there. I have a question though for you from Val. She wanted to try. Well, it's not really a question. It's more of a comment. She wanted to try yoga for a few years, but she's limited with her movements, which leads into my question. Val, I don't know how you knew that. You're good. Somebody just spat a beer. Okay. I don't want to know. When you're dealing with your movements, because there's so many types of movements, what do they represent? How can they help you? And what would you recommend for specific people? Are they all the same type of movements? If not, why?
Well, here's the thing. So if you come to a lead class, you kind of have to deal with everybody in the class. So there's people with special needs. So like I've done yoga with people on chairs, like for elderly or people that lack mobility. I trained someone actually on a massage table.
That would be mine.
Which is kind of what they do in Pilates. They have like this.
Yeah.
I think the table's called a Cadillac or a Reformer. I think they have one of each.
Yeah.
So like if the person has very special needs, then you'd approach it in that way. So I had a client with osteoporosis, so obviously I didn't make them go on the floor too much because the mobility was really bad.
Okay.
But as per like standard, like I hear this all the time, I don't do yoga because I'm not flexible. It's just like, I'll be honest, I've gotten flexible over time.
Okay.
But I'm not particularly naturally flexible.
Okay.
Like my colleagues are all much more flexible than I am. You just start and you develop a practice for yourself and you start to feel good and you start to move in your level of flexibility and you'll see it improve.
Okay.
So like example, I just finished a small contract at Vincent Massey and some of the kids can't touch their toes and they're like 13. And then we just did a couple of exercises and I said, if you guys practice these exercises within 5 minutes, some of you will be able to touch your toes today. Some of you might take you a few weeks, but it won't take very long.
Oh.
And by the end of like 5-10 minutes, a lot of them were touching their toes and they're like, oh wow, this is amazing. Yoga in the West is very cool in that respect, is everybody's coming in with different bodies. So you have like short people, tall people, fat people, skinny people, guys, girls. So you just come to feel good.
Oh, nice.
And what's cool about it is you're on your mat, you're competing against yourself. It's not tennis, like with the person, if they're very good and you're not, it's like they're making fun of you. It's like if you don't feel comfortable, you stay in the back of the class, you do what you can. As the months progress, you feel a bit more comfortable. Maybe you come in the front of the class, maybe you decide to stay in the back of the class. It's really not competitive. And like I see some of my colleagues do stuff, I'm like, well, I'll never do that, and maybe I never will. And they see me do stuff, and like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to do that. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. So you're gonna have your strong points, you're gonna have your weak points. but it's really not about that. You want to come in and just feel your best
Nice.
for that day. So like you come in feeling a certain way, last 60 minutes, 75 minutes, you try and improve your mental state, emotional state over 60, 75 minutes, and then you go home and you're like, I feel good. And it has nothing to do with like how deep your split is or how far you could bring your leg behind your head or any of that.
Why?
That makes me feel better because there are things that definitely I could not do, not even in 25 years. But Frank, like this is really the basic. And I want to know something. There are several different kind of yoga. So we hear about Hatha yoga, Vinyasa flow, hot yoga. There's another one with yes that probably I don't remember right now.
Shivananda?
Exactly. So can you give us like a little bit of background just for everybody to know, because when you're trying to book for a yoga class, now it's very fancy, every type of class has its name, and then you don't know, and maybe you're looking for the right type for what you're looking for. So for example, like for me, I know that Hatha is more slow paced type of yoga based more on longer poses for longer time, and just like probably more fit for elderly people. But I don't know, but this is really from an ignorant point of view and just for the thing that I heard and that I've seen. So if you can give just a little bit of background, and also concerning, like, I know you're preparing a hot yoga class, a reduced one, so if you can give us also some information about what is a hot yoga, what ins, pros and cons can bring it to you, like, you know, just to set the field, you know?
No problem. So generally at the beginning, the Hatha yoga was related to everything like physical, but it got associated, and this, like, I could be wrong, but I remember it like this, like Hatha yoga was related to everything physical in the yoga practice, because there's different branches of yoga.
Okay.
And then Hatha yoga in the West got associated with a more smooth, longer holds poses.
Okay, I was kind of right so
Yeah.
far.
Let's go for Jessica.
Yes.
Vinyasa, what it is you do like flows or some of the sun salutation between poses, which keeps your heart rate up.
Okay.
And it's more muscular oriented because you do like a push up, push down, back bend, downward facing dog. You walk or you jump to the front, then you do a pose again, then you do that again. So there's a style of yoga called Ashtanga, which Ashtanga yoga is one of the most traditional yogas, which is kind of a Vinyasa yoga, which is actually a Vinyasa yoga because you're doing a lot of flows. So Vinyasa just means flow.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So there's something called the Yin yoga, where the poses are held for a really, really long time, and preferably they're more therapeutic poses.
Okay.
So, like example, like you have a bolster and you extend your back on top of the bolster and you stay there 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. But it's not supposed to be like you're not in a squat position for 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, likely
it's supposed to be.
It's gonna get die. It's like there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a smooth pose. And then it kind of like me and my friend Jenny, we did this kind of workout yoga, which other people did as well. So we were like working with weights, doing balance poses with the weights, doing like just some different exercises with 2-3 pounds, but we had to make it challenging even though it was 2-3 pounds, so like lateral flexions.
Oh, nice. Are you still doing that?
I will start doing that again. So
fantastic.
That's gonna be fun.
So then at the end you're gonna give everybody like where they can reach you
for
some
sure,
advices because
and then it's
we'll be there.
There's other aspects of yoga that are called yoga that are not physical at all. So there's what's called karma yoga, which is you do nice things for people, so it's technically karma yoga.
Nice.
It's pranayama, which is breathing, which that we do in the class. Then there's the meditations side of yoga, which is there's that. Then there's kind of, I don't remember them all, but there's kind of like yoga commandments where it's like you don't do bad things, you refrain from having sexual experiences that don't nourish you. It's supposed to be like you completely abstain, but it's not about abstaining.
Stressing, it feels like stressing.
I'm
already stressed.
No, but that's it. It's like you refrain from having.
I don't feel so hot.
No, you refrain from having sexual experiences that don't nourish you or whatever. And there's like this whole philosophy behind it. So there's a lot of things in yoga that are not physical related.
Okay.
It's a science, but it gets into that spiritual realm. And I just want to make it clear, when it gets into the spiritual realm, it's not like opposing if you're Muslim or you're Catholic or you're Buddhist, like you believe
Okay.
whatever you want. It's more just like a kind of ethics to help you personally live
Okay,
better.
nice. Okay.
I actually have a question from Luigi.
Hi, Luigi.
Is yoga great for people who have sciatica?
Depends what kind, and
Could it help,
depends-
generally speaking?
Yes. What I would ask Louis is, because what happens with the sciatic is usually it's your lower lumbars pinching, and most of the time people with sciatic problems also tend to have I want to say this very respectfully, it's because they have a pot belly or a gut. So what happens is the lower lumbars come forward and the vertebrae start to pinch. So once they start to pinch, the lower vertebrae send an electric shock to one or both of your sciatics.
Ooh. Yeah,
The minute-
sciatic is crazy.
That's why sometimes when you go to the osteo, like he works on your intestine, it's more so that your intestine liberates, and this brings the intestine and the belly back, and this creates space in the lower lumbars again and decompresses the sciatica.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. There's your answer, Lou. Now, I believe you...
Sorry. On a physical note though, what's very helpful is just some like, I hope people see me, just like you're lying down and just do like a side bend.
Okay.
It'll give you some momentary relief, and also some pelvic tilts. Like, it sounds funny, but it's a fact. You know when you see Michael Jackson do his little thing there? You do it with the intention of stretching the groins on the forward motion and the lower back on the backward motion.
Oh,
So it's called anterior posterior pelvic tilt, I believe.
I like that.
I like to. And we all been pretty tight recently, lots of stress. So let's say do you have like 2-3 moves or poses, very simple, that maybe you can show us just to release some stress when you come home. And I know that also we had a very nice chat about breathing, so after maybe you can even tell us that.
We'll actually incorporate everything.
Perfect.
Oh, sweet. I'm excited now.
So
We're gonna try to do that, so maybe we're gonna follow you. Do we have space?
I
no,
say
we
you
have- we
start,
have-
Francesca.
It's actually, this is a super ideal environment for what I want to show you, because
Fantastic.
we're a culture who sits, and because we sit, we're a forward moving
Yeah.
culture.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So you can actually do this when you're in your car, pretty much anywhere.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So first things first, the reason you start to collapse forward when you're seated is because you're no longer working what's called the serratus anterior or the latissimus dorsi.
lost. We don't work.
Okay, so serratus anterior is here, and latissimus dorsi is the muscles on the back that form like the Bruce Lee cobra lance.
I was sure that was the muscle. I just wanted
that's
to
okay,
say
it's
it.
okay.
Stefano,
So
we
this
want
is the thing.
Stefano after
I say this very respectfully, so if you're religious or not, it doesn't matter. We've evolved from monkeys, and monkeys are climbers, and
that's right.
we no longer climb. If you just bring your arms up and you squeeze your armpits together, you'll notice that these are the muscles that are weak, and because we don't do
Yeah, it's very
pull-ups,
hard
we don't
to do.
brachiate, and we don't climb anything. Now.
we already lost.
I'm already
We
discouraged.
just
No,
really
no,
just
no,
hit
no,
this.
this is not for me.
No, but
It's not for me.
Don't be discouraged at all.
Okay, don't be discouraged.
Once this weekend's out, and like you're constantly sitting, also your hip flexors start to tighten up, and the weakness of all these muscles make you start doing this, right?
I do that during the day.
Yeah, me too.
It's true.
So the
Sometimes
thing
I
is,
really have to remind myself to be like seated in a proper position.
the reason it's hard to stay seated in a proper position or to stand in a proper position is because those muscles are weak. So in order to sit or to stand in a proper position regularly, you have to strengthen those muscles so that they're ready when you're seated or when you're standing.
Okay,
So
okay.
one thing you could do is you can use your backrest as a means to strengthen those muscles. So you advance just a little bit forward.
Okay.
And what you do is, like, if you're working at a desk, you bring your hands on a table,
Okay.
and you bring your arms up and you point the fingers back, and you pretend that you're holding something, and at the same time you squeeze your armpits together.
I'm having this problem with the armpit squeeze.
Yeah. So like you pretend that you're trying to touch the armpits against the inside of the chest,
Oh.
and then you just bring them forward.
My boss is gonna.
And then you add your breath to that.
Oh.
So I just wanted to explain this because it's really neat. When you inhale, if you inhale maximally, your back is gonna extend, which means your back is gonna do that. And when you exhale, if you exhale maximally, you're gonna slightly forward bend, right? Like it's very subtle. So what you want to do in this exercise is you want to exaggerate that. So you bring the arms all the way up, you inhale, and you bring your breath all the way to your low belly, and you try and touch whatever's behind you, and you bring it all the way to the low belly, and then you just relax and you bring the arms forward. And then you could repeat that. You do that like 3-4 breaths, 5 breaths, and you exhale, fold forward. Let's do that one more time. Exhale. No, I don't know what kind of chair.
You have people.
Yeah, I know we have an audience.
It's okay.
I will observe.
It's okay.
So.
It's okay.
Did you put on your deodorant? I did.
Guys,
Okay.
I don't know what kind of chair you have at home. Here we have like chair legs.
Costco.
So no, they're amazing chairs. So what you can do is if you want to get a neck stretch, you grab the leg of one of the chairs.
So it
And
makes
you
like
really try and anchor your hand towards the floor. And then with your head, you bring it up and you grab your head and you just kind of like just open up the neck a bit.
Ooh.
it works.
Does this
Guys,
also
it's
help with
working.
height?
A little
Well,
bit.
there you go.
And it helps with tercicalis.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
It's working, guys, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Try it.
Oh, this is.
So just because you're at work doesn't mean you have to let your environment collapse. You just use your chair to like work your back, work your rotation.
Oh, yeah.
Open your shoulders. And as per the breathing, it's like anywhere you are, whether you're walking, whether you're trying to sleep, whether you just woke up, it's like you want to breathe in 3 main areas in the front part of the body. So chest, belly, and armpits. And in the back, you want to breathe between your scapulas, which is the 2 bones underneath your neck, that come down like wings, and your lower back. So essentially, when you put it together, you're not just breathing with your chest and you're not just breathing with your belly, you're using your whole upper body to breathe. So if you observe, like you'll see what I'm talking about, it's gonna last a little bit long, so check. Comes into the chest, you invite it into the belly, and you could hold it. And it's a really replenishing breath, and as you're taking it, it really relaxes you and calms you. And you can actually do this multiple times a day. So look, and right now we're seated, so you're not restricted to breathing shallowly just because you're sitting down. So you can do this pretty much anywhere. And then when you're standing up, it's actually a lot easier because your shoulders are more open. And if you're walking, just remember breathe into the chest, breathe into the belly, breathe into the armpits, breathe into the scapula, try and breathe into the lower back, and you fill up the whole. Like you're basically like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen someone play a squeeze box. It's like you're using your whole upper body as a squeeze box. So it's expanding and it's closing. And it's not just the chest, it's not just the belly, it's the whole body.
That's intense.
That's nice. It's relaxing.
Good.
No?
I feel relaxed. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good. So in terms of the poses now, what are the poses you would recommend, let's say, for anybody who would come and see you, let's say a beginner?
Well, it depends what they're working on. But let's say if somebody would be just training at home and they have 5 minutes, I would just work on dynamic or static squats, where they could hold it any length of time. Dynamic or static lunges. So by dynamic, I mean like you do 5 reps or 10 reps, or static, you hold it 45 seconds, 1 minute, and so on and so forth. If like they have a mat, they could just lie on the floor with their stomach and just bring their forearms on the mat and just do what's called a sphinx. So they'll give them a back extension.
I didn't know because I don't know if you hear it, but it was like a clip.
Yeah,
and then I was like,
knuckle.
imagine my spine, like. Is it,
No, I won't do that. So just give them a little back extension. So just like dynamic squats, dynamic lunges, or static squats, static lunges, just anything that opens up your shoulders, stuff we did with a chair, or like you lie down on a mat on your belly and your stomach, and you bring your forearms on the floor and you have a back extension. You could do that multiple times. You could also do that dynamic or statically. And just, if you have a home practice, just start with those basic things. Then you could have, I don't remember them all, like there's like 5 compounded exercises in weight training or weightlifting that you could kind of use it in a more yoga way. So it's just like there's I don't remember them all, but I think there's squats, shoulder raises, pull-ups. We don't do pull-ups in a yoga studio because we don't have bars, but if you have a pull-up bar, it's just wonderful just to hang from it. And you don't have to do any pull-ups, just hang from it. It just straightens out your spinal column. It'll strengthen the muscles underneath your armpit. It'll just straighten you out.
Nice.
And just go on YouTube and I like applying this with yoga, but you could apply it with anything. When you're starting something, just give yourself 5 minutes every day. So 5 minutes, you look at somebody do a video, then you look at somebody else do a video. If you have a chance, buy a book, you look at your book regularly. It doesn't have to be 10 books, it could be 1 or 2 books, and 5-10 minutes every day until you find your way around that new thing you're trying to learn. If it's yoga, it's yoga. If it's something else, it's something else. And don't be overwhelmed by anything. Just, especially yoga, just like give yourself that starting period and build a routine around it.
All right, so if anybody would be interested in taking any of your classes, what information can you provide them? Where would they seek you out?
So currently I'll be probably back at the studio called Yoga Lounge, which is on Jerry Street, right next to Mercedes Bar. I'll probably be back at Med Gym, which it's Henry Barasa. And I got invited to work at this new place. It's called SoFit, but I've never worked there before. It's on Robert. And I sometimes do like private classes at the park. That's pretty much it.
So where can people find you online, your coordinates, so if they want to contact you, or if they want to ask you any questions?
Online, they could find me on Facebook as Frank Vaccaro. And so I'm also on Instagram, Frank Vaccaro or Dragonflow Yoga. I usually add people back right away on Facebook. If they have questions, I try and write back within a couple of hours. So I try and interact with my clients and people that want to talk to me.
So you can give them advice,
So I
right?
can
If
give
they
them
have any
advice,
questions,
yeah.
like Louis wanted advice and he said, thank you for the advice. You're very polite, Lou.
So you're not really a loner. You're kind of interacting with people and
Exactly. Well, I would like to thank you so much for coming, because not only am I relaxed, but I'm thinking less about thinking, which I feel fantastic because I'm not thinking.
Is it already an hour?
Yeah, almost we are close to an hour.
Good times. Good times. They
It passed by, so yeah.
You look really, really calm.
Well, yeah, I know, strangely, but because Italy won, so I'm kind of happy. I got my day with that. So
She looks tired because she did yoga.
yeah, but actually yes. So I think like it's very interesting to get some advices and how to come back home and relax after a long day working, and it's really, really, really useful.
Yes, I totally.
I just wanted to say something that we talked about in the car because
we came here together. There's no like the car is not a lounge club or a gym.
That's our next episode.
That's the next episode. It's kind of off the topic, but it's interesting because we were talking about the risk of offending people.
Oh yeah,
And
it was nice.
So there's 2 types of offending. It's like if you're being racist or sexist, that's obviously offensive, and so like fair enough, you don't want to tread that line. But there's a certain type of offensiveness that's based around I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Carl Jung.
Yes, of course.
So Carl Jung talked a lot about the shadow. Mm-hmm. So it's like some things offend people because they haven't dealt with it. So just like an example, I felt like I had a Jamaican girlfriend, and old school Italians don't really appreciate, unfortunately, women coming in from that culture. So my dad was very rude with her. Oh. And then I found out later on that he actually had a crush on black women, and that's why like he was so rude. So it's like it's his shadow overacting to something that he can never assert. So the thing is, it's like it's okay to offend people from the vantage point where they get to explore why they're offended, and not just being offended and just like boo hoo hoo, you know. So, and it's this some of these ideas come from Jordan Peterson, so I don't really want to take credit for them, but it's just like if you offend somebody, they investigate. And not only do they investigate what's happening in their outer world, they're also investigating in what's happening in their inner world. And then if you're really wrong, well, you could say, well, screw this guy and to hell with him and whatever. But if they investigate and they're like, there's something about my shadow that needs to have light shed on it. Like, I like this and I'm not admitting to it. So like I push against it and I resist against it. Well, then in that way, it's okay to offend people because you're challenging them to get better relative to what they're offended about. So in your journey to podcast and to reach people, certain types of offense are justified and they're okay.
If we push the people to reflect
Yeah.
about the
Exactly.
reason why behind
Yes.
this feeling they feel.
Yeah, I
So
get it.
definitely it's great.
Yeah.
So thank you for pointing this out. I
Yes.
thought it was very, very important and interesting in the social media world we're living in.
Yes.
Because people got offended so much. Too much.
Well, I mean, everybody is in closed walls, right? So the more
Yeah.
closed in you are, the more frustrated you feel.
For sure. But this kind of offending, like, yeah, it's reflecting, it's pointed out like something that you have probably, as you were saying, challenge yourself and to do with.
No, but thank you so much. Oh my God, I feel that much more.
Yeah, we
knowledgeable.
gave a depth to we're in a strong.
I feel like a lion.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a bear.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank
oh
you
my
so much.
God. Oh boy.
We have.
Oh, I think I took the table with me.
So
I think
thank you
I think I
again.
sat too back and expanded myself
need
too
to
much.
expand
The
on the
table's coming with
side.
me. So I don't know. How do you feel?
Well, honestly, I feel challenged on my.
Wait, sorry, sweetheart. Somebody wants to intrude on us again.
I do.
Ah!
This is
You're
no.
forced to do the praying mantis.
Okay, listen. Cheers.
Cheers.
I was
Cheers.
jealous.
Cheers.
I was looking at him. He was showing me all the.
He just wanted to go like a peacock too.
But I'm like, look, I get to sit in the middle
This
here.
guy,
Come on.
Stefano.
No, I'm coming on.
You have to press in your armpits.
You know what? I was doing it with before, and I'm like, whoa.
Not to lie, we didn't see you
I
doing
did.
it.
No,
I didn't
no.
see your arms up
No,
there.
I
was.
He was
Yeah?
doing it. Yeah.
You're not him. He's.
I did a few.
He flopped.
I was doing the breathing one.
Oh, that's right.
This is so useful.
In with the beer.
I wanted to come in the middle because last week I had a blast. And now
You
I
were
saw you guys
jealous.
do it.
You
I
were
was jealous.
jealous.
I'm not gonna lie. No, but you know what I wanted to talk about? She brought it up a little bit.
We didn't have her finish saying what she was saying though.
What I was saying?
I don't
remember. I don't know.
About how you feel right
Yeah,
now.
I feel very well, but I feel very deep. I don't know if like I am.
No pun
deep.
intended.
I'm a really deep now, in a deep status.
Really?
So be
centered.
careful of what you're saying because now
No.
I'm deep.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm gonna make it cheerful. I'm going with the.
no, I'm gonna be deep. I'm gonna give you an answer, and it's gonna be deep.
See now, I don't
Oh
know.
my.
So,
it's
tell
gonna
me.
be deep. Okay, no, because you brought it up, the Italy game today. We have to talk about it.
This is a very deep
have to talk
argument.
about
Watch
Like,
the table, guys.
And the funniest
What you
thing.
do what?
because
What you do
I'm
what?
moving the table every time.
Okay, Louis is scolding
So
us
the
now.
funny part
Yes.
is I want to have a conversation with two people. I don't know. Do you watch soccer often? You must. In
Yeah.
Italy, it's like they'll
Yeah.
shoot you. Do you watch soccer often? Yes.
I mean,
no?
do you watch soccer?
other-
Of course I watch soccer.
Okay.
Who else looks at all
Okay,
those
no, I
good-looking
just-
guys? I'm kidding. I'm
that's
kidding.
where I was going.
I'm kidding because I
I
know
was
that's what he
going-
was gonna plug.
No.
No,
I was
it's not
going
for
with
the
the-
challenging. It's
I
for the
was-
game.
I was
It's for the
going
game.
for the game. Okay,
Yes.
no, but honestly, I've been watching Italy. You know, I've been watching Italy. I love soccer, and I'm watching this team, and I don't understand what's going on.
No, eh?
Usually, look, they're my team. I love them. Boring soccer. The last 20 years, they're the most defensive team. 20, 30 years, the most defensive team I've ever seen. This tournament, they come out, bang, bang, 6 goals in 2 games.
Yes.
It's incredible.
I don't think they
Don't
scored 6
question
goals.
it.
That's
Don't question
incredible.
it.
I don't think they scored 6 goals when they won the World Cup in the whole tournament.
No.
Yes,
Now,
exactly.
No, probably
now
not.
they 6 goals, 2 games, attacking minded, different formation. Mancini's on the side, he's pushing them,
Yeah.
and they're just attack, and I'm
I don't
like,
mind, honestly. I like this.
It
I
gets me
really
so
like this
excited.
team.
They're
That's-
making up for lost time.
that's why I had to come here, and I said I gotta talk about. We have to dedicate 5 minutes to this game because I am so interested
Yeah,
in the game. It's so
it was
exciting.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've never seen them
Locatelli
dominate.
was great, by the way. 2 goals.
Yeah, Oh, it's
This
crazy.
guy.
The and you know what? No superstar.
No,
No, it's true. It's
No
true.
superstar.
I think they all are.
No, we're talking soccer.
That's what I'm talking
yes,
about.
She's talking muscles and hair, but whatever.
Very good looking guys, by the way.
So that
Yes.
was why the superficiality comment that we just
But
had
the
before.
eyes wants their part, so makes sense.
Yes.
It's okay. Next thing.
Summer, you know, they.
Next thing.
sure.
We are.
They
What?
sweat and look good. It's not our fault.
We are 5 minutes. No, what time is it? 8.
15.
15.
5 more minutes.
We're
5
45.
minutes.
Okay, we got 5 minutes. But we got 45 minutes before the Canadians play the Vegas.
We don't want to talk about that.
Why?
The other night I was distraught.
Yes, that was a well, no, it wasn't a bad game. It wasn't a bad
I'm
game.
not-
Did you watch it?
I couldn't.
You know, it's where the puck goes in the norm. It's where they hit the
It was
stakes.
where they have
No
the
pun
eyes
intended.
on the.
Yes.
There's it's not green.
It's very
white.
cold.
It's white,
and-
yes.
and-
Yeah, and there's lighting somehow.
And they
No
fight.
pun intended.
Okay,
fight.
and they have like a matzah.
Matzah, that's right. That's right.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
but
I kind of, I have an idea.
honestly, being in Montreal, already in the past, what is it, 25, since 93, they haven't won the cup. We haven't seen anything good.
Yeah.
Now we're watching Italy playing amazing hockey,
Yeah.
amazing soccer in the Euro. And,
You can switch.
and,
And then Hawks
Montreal,
are waiting, they're playing amazing soccer.
and
so it's
Montreal the same time, like playing in a Stanley Cup semi-final of the Stanley Cup, like it's insane.
It's insane.
Insane.
This
We
is
got-
a great
time.
year.
And it
Yeah.
has to be a
for
COVID
sport.
year or whatever, because
doesn't
right
matter.
now the streets of Montreal would be jamming. Of
course.
Because after the game, like, okay, they're in Vegas tonight, but next game,
Finger crossed.
fingers
I guess.
crossed.
Come
But
on,
you know, they
man.
played a
Come
good
on,
game. They
Habs.
lost, but no. Listen, it's you're gonna get into the hockey.
No, for
spirit.
sure.
If
You
they
already
win-
guys got me.
If they win now, like soccer, I love soccer, but when Montreal wins a Stanley Cup, because I was here in '93,
Yeah,
you were here in
it's
'93.
crazy, yeah.
It's-
I was younger than him though.
It's it's
I
the
wasn't
one in the
born.
middle.
I wasn't born. I was like
Yeah,
one.
you were. Yeah, one maybe. The one in the middle. No. It's hockey here is fun. I have to say, soccer.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like soccer in Europe. Soccer in Europe is just insane.
Yeah.
But hockey here, when we win,
It's insane.
it's so much
It's
fun.
nuts. It's crazy.
I saw.
Can't wait.
We loot too. Nobody knows
Yeah,
why, but we loot.
last Stanley Cup we won the
destroyed
Stanley
the
Cup. We
city.
destroyed the city. I'm not.
In a nice
Not
way,
very
guys.
proud
Of
Not
course.
nice. We're not proud
Yeah,
of it,
we're
but
not proud of that.
it's crazy. I have to say, it's crazy.
So-
and yes, I'm
We
sorry.
need,
Gonna
it.
be
we
great.
need a reason to break free. That's
Yeah,
basically what it
that
is.
makes so much sense.
And it's
yeah.
a good timing with COVID, kind of.
Gone.
kind of.
Almost.
It's going.
We're fighting against it. We're still
It's
we're getting
We're
closer.
doing well. We're keeping
Getting
it
better to our
real.
life.
Okay, that's. I wanted to bring up the sports because I found it was. It was
good sign.
It's a
Relieving.
good sign.
Relieving.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
well,
we breathe all together.
And I had fun last week.
let's
so-
breathe.
Oh, yeah.
What's the praying mantis move? I don't know. That's the only term
That's
I know. I don't know. And crouching tiger, hidden dragon, something like that. I don't know. En tout cas,
You watch too many movies.
that's
Honestly,
so
too
what
many
happens.
movies. Yeah.
That's what happens. Yeah.
So that's it. I just wanted to bring in the sports now. Yeah, and plus I
I
want
think
to have
it's
fun.
important. We're definitely living in a great moment
Yeah,
right now
yeah,
with
yeah.
sports,
Definitely.
and it's so liberating, and it's so nice to share this moment with people you care, you love, and
Yeah, yeah.
share your culture, like you were saying about soccer, because we have all a little bit of background, no, Italian and whatever, European, so we feel it.
Yeah.
And the same thing being here. And the hockey, so it's so part of this culture, so you live it, and
Yeah.
it feels so good. As
Yeah.
Lisa was saying, so important. And I'm enjoying it so much.
You have to. There's no to enjoy.
It's the only one problem. It's just like every time I see a match, I need to drink something, and now it's like a
not
non-stop
a-
drinking.
well, now
Just do the breathing.
Now, there was a match.
The break.
There was an Italy match today and a hockey match tonight. So
Oh my
that's
God.
the beer
I don't
is
know.
just
So it's
flowing.
just like 24 hours,
24
like
hours,
non-stop.
that's
That's
Yeah.
it.
Perfect
24-hour
timing.
roll down. It's like
So
you
do
have to
some
buy this
yoga
for
in
each.
between because that kind of makes
Exactly.
you feel better.
Can I say that was a fantastic show, guys? I loved watching it. I was a bit jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I missed being in the middle from last week.
It's because you
I
wanted
had
to do the yoga
I
moves.
had to put myself. I did, but I had to put myself in the mess. I gotta get back in the middle of these two. It's fun to be in the middle here, right? Wasn't it fun? Right? It wasn't. It's fun.
It was fun.
They're fun. I really enjoyed it, guys. I enjoyed the show again.
Thank you.
I mean, we're looking forward to many weeks of amazing podcasts.
Talking it out. Huh?
Get out, talk
Plug
it out.
Talk it out.
There you go.
What do we have? Anything on the horizon that we know of? What's coming?
It's
up?
always a little bit of secret.
Okay, we're
that,
keeping it secretive, eh?
I like surprises.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
But I mean, you're gonna enjoy. You're gonna enjoy for sure. And what about you?
Oh, I have tons of surprises coming up.
We
Yes.
can't
We're a
wait.
surprising
Actually, yeah.
crew.
Next
here.
week it's gonna be a good podcast. We're gonna
There's
have-
gonna be music, people. Huh?
yeah, there's gonna be some music,
Doesn't wanna
guaranteed.
say anything.
Guarantee-
This guy,
you
yeah.
know.
And one thing I'd like to say again, I'd like to thank our producer, Louis
Yes.
Yeah.
from JJR Studio. Guys,
Thank you.
look how much fun we have, and he makes it look so easy. It is easy, but he did the logo and all of that fantastic stuff, and he also does it for our show, Cumbare, which is our series. And that's coming up this Friday night. Guys, stay tuned. There's going to be something special. I don't know what happened to one of
we have people
our
coming
cast
in.
members, but
by from here. I'm saying by from the other side.
he's just doing the crouching tiger, hidden dragon behind her.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
I was needed technically.
There you go. So yeah, we have good stuff coming up.
Don't miss it. Follow us every Wednesday, 7 p.m. ish.
Ish.
7 p.m. We are working on taking out the ish and working more. But you know, so far it's 7-ish. But you know, so stay tuned. And Friday night, every Friday night, we're gonna release a new episode or new short. So don't miss it.
Yes.
And what else, Lisa?
I think we said everything we had to say.
Yeah, we love
It's
to
the
talk.
first time I see two women caught. No, we're not caught because we're still talking.
Yeah,
you
we're still
can't
talking.
stifle women. I'm sorry, especially Italian ones, because we all have something to say, right? So Friday night, Ligumbari, 8 p.m. This one is Steph. It's our episode coming out, right? It's our episode coming out.
Yep.
Yes. So our episode's coming out Friday, 8 p.m. Guys, don't forget to watch, like, share. I'm sorry, what?
Maybe.
Maybe. We got a maybe. But I have
Ish.
full confidence. It's ish.
Ish.
Full confidence in our producer. He kicks all kinds.
Ish.
So I'm a very patriotic thing to JJR students. Anyways, so watch, like, share, subscribe. Subscribe.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a fantastic
You're great.
night.
Thank you so much for following us.
Yes. Have a good night.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Forza Italia. I have to say it.
I don't know if we're still on, but this is good stuff.
Love
It goes down well.
Look at it.
With yoga and booze, tutto a posto, voglio.
Never a problem.
It should have been a Friday night.
Last Friday night. No.
Wait.